Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mitchell, and today we're going to be talking about books that really changed my life and perspective for the better. And honestly helped me progress in life as well, mentally, spiritually, and also physically too, to an extent. You know what I mean? Let's get straight into it. Ignore the clothes. I had to hang dry them because I thought they were going to dry in the dryer, and I think I put too many in there. But let's get it. First book, though, I got most of them here with me that we're going to go over, but the first one is going to be The Four Agreements. This book is very powerful. It's a really short read, as you can see, super tiny and small, but this had so much just insight and allowed me to really shift my my perspective. I really need to read this book again, like genuinely, because this is a really good book. I'll go over the Four Agreements and what they are in the book, but the first one is be impeccable with your word. So say only what you mean, you know what I mean? Don't lie, don't manipulate, all that type of stuff. The second one is don't take anything personal. People do actions out of their own internal conflict or feeling, not anything to do with you. The next agreement, which honestly is something, all of these have been very impactful in my life, but this one I definitely resonate with, but don't make assumptions, and I'm sure a lot of other people can too. Don't assume what you think the other person is thinking or feeling or all those types of things. And the last one is always do your best. So I'm gonna watch my language, but y'all know where I'm going with that. Don't do things to the half capacity. Always try your best, and another book that I'm gonna talk about later, but like what really helps with that is focus on the process and be detached from the outcome. Don't be so focused on the outcome that you're losing the present moment of doing your best. But I definitely recommend this book. The whole book, they go through all of the agreements and give some really good examples, understanding a little bit more insight on it all. But backwards. Insightful, game-changing. Next book, Becoming Supernatural. I need to finish this book. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't finished it, but what I have read so far was game-changing. Like I would read and then implement what I read into my life, and it really made a big difference. And it's the best way to shout out to Dr. Joe Dispenza if you want to hear what he's doing, or like what he talks about in this book, he talks about on podcasts. So watch some podcasts with him, you can get some insight, but this is a little bit more of a detailed description of those things. And he's not the only person, but he brings science and spirituality into one. So he's exploring and has discovered the science behind spiritual habits or thoughts, or just the power of our brain, and honestly rewiring our subconscious and all those types of stuff. What he talks about in that book is one thing that really stuck out to me that'll probably stick out to you, and you might have heard this from other people too, but it doesn't matter. You're hearing it here. Our brain does not know the difference between a situation that is happening right now or a situation that we're thinking about and feeling those emotions in that situation. Keynote, everything is vibrating at a certain frequency everywhere in the universe. But he really dives in of like how to truly manifest with like your thoughts, your emotions, and just feeling the desired outcome that you want in the now. Like I said, your brain doesn't know the difference between what something's happening in the future or in the now. It thinks it's all happening now, even though it's not. So diving into like feeling the emotion of being successful and feeling it now, even though it's kind of hard to experience that sometimes. It just goes really into depth about that stuff. Another small read, but this was a really good book too. It's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And the spiritual laws, they have them, where is it at? There's a context. I'll read them to you just so you know, so you can get an understanding. But it literally explains them all. It's really, like I said, it's a really short read too. But the law of pure potentiality, the law of giving, the law of karma, cause and effect, right? You get what you put out. The law of the least effort. The law of intention and desire, so being intentional with, what you're doing. The law of detachment, big, not being detached to outcome, just focusing on the present, putting out what you want, and understanding that whatever you desire, if you truly manifest the right way, it's going to come to you. You just need to not be attached to how or when. And the law of dharma, or purpose in life. Everybody has their own purpose, and they explain it a little bit differently, but having purpose in life, in my opinion, is definitely a key thing to actually find happiness in this life. Really good read, really good book, short read too, so it's easy. Yeah, The next book, you might have heard about it. The book is called Inner Excellence. It is a pretty good book. I haven't finished it either. This is something that I'm actually reading now. I took a little break from it, but I've been reading it. It's really good. It really does talk about it talks about a lot of the spiritual stuff, just in a little bit more of a breaking it down in a different way. You know what I mean? But it talks about like detaching from the outcome and just really focusing on the process, not allowing certain voices in your head get to you. Like, I think the last chapter 3, is talking about the critics that we have in our head, which these all are blah, 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 blah. These are all our ego, but in different states of it. So there's the critic, there's the monkey mind, and I'll explain these in a sec, and then there's the trickster. So the critic is just criticizing, comparing, telling yourself you're not good enough, or you're just comparing, right? Criticizing yourself in a negative light and not giving genuinely good feedback. The monkey mind is where your mind just goes down a spiral and just everywhere. I think Buddhism talks about the monkey mind and calming that down and centering yourself. And then the trickster is a result of both of those, and just tricking yourself into being lazy or taking a day off or not being disciplined in life. The front of it says to train your mind for extraordinary performance and the best possible life. It speaks for itself. And it also talks about, like, this is very spiritual too, but they don't talk about it in this aspect, but knowing that everything that's happening in your life is for your better good. And the last one, everybody's heard about this one. I think it is really insightful. I listened to the audiobook. I didn't read it. When I was working on Amazon, I listened to the whole thing. But Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's just a good look on finances and mentality of, like, how successful entrepreneurs and people that are actually wealthy and rich, how they think about their mindset and how poor people do. Because poor and rich is a mindset. It's a frequency. Sorry, Sasuke. I need to put you somewhere where you're not falling as much. Anyway, it's just a really good outlook. So the base of the book, though, is he had his parents he had his poor dad, which is his real dad, and how they looked on money and stuff like that, and always just like playing it safe, and just how they look at money and how he making it. And then his friend's dad, one of his good friends' dad, is his rich dad, who he hung out with a lot and worked for, and got a lot of insight and knowledge and just understanding of, like, investing in yourself before paying your bills and stuff like that. And it doesn't mean be stupid about it, but it pushes you to, like, okay, this is the money I have for myself. I'm paying myself first before I'm paying the government, because I'm more of an investment than that is. And it allows you to, it just goes into depth about all that type of financial stuff. It's really, really insightful. It's on YouTube. Just search a Rich Dad Poor Dad audiobook and you'll be able to hear the whole thing. It's like 6 hours long, I think. Bonus one, because I just thought about this. I just started listening to this yesterday that a friend of mine told me about. But Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by Curtis Jackson, or AKA 50 Cent. That book, man, I only listened to his audiobooks on YouTube too. I've listened to probably an hour and 13 minutes of it so far. It's an 8-hour long audiobook. Very insightful. Honestly, that book is definitely on the top of my list too, if you really want to, I don't know, crack the shell of just unlocking your full potential as well. And it's just really insightful. I can't explain it. It's a really good book. It's a really good book. It's a really good book. So I'd recommend looking into that too. Upgrade your knowledge and wisdom. A way to think about it is too, you're literally downloading all this knowledge and wisdom that whatever book you're reading or listening to, you're literally putting their consciousness and their wisdom into your brain. And obviously you're gonna pick and choose what really downloads, but you're gonna absorb it all. And sometimes when you go back to books to understand them better and pick up things maybe we missed or keynotes. But look into those books, they're great. If you like the video, comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me if you have read these books, let me know. Or if you got any other suggestions, put them down in the comments. I'm always open to learning about a lot more stuff. Learning never ends. So if you have any honorable mentions or books that you found that were really insightful, just put it in the comment section below and I'll check them out for sure. But I send y'all love, light, and peace. prosperity, resilience. Keep grinding. Don't give up on yourself, and let's keep going on this journey together. Shama.